Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. This is also a timely reading. If you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That might give you further clarity as to your situation now. Let's double check that I have. Good. A little bit closer over here. All right. We're going to begin with the underlying energy. I did a quick meditation beforehand, and the card that came out for the underlying energy for the entire reading is the Six of Cups. And so Six of Cups is talking about reconciliation, sometimes reunion. It's about the past coming back to revisit quite often. It's very common for this card to actually come up during Mercury retrograde, which is what we have now. On June 29th, we had Mercury retrograde. So it's not uncommon from people from your past to come towards you. If you have any unfinished business with people, sometimes they'll show up in your energy. It can also talk about a lot of reunions, especially in the summer right now. A lot of people are going home to visit family, etc. And so the Six of Cups is representing all of that type of energy. It can be talking about something that, an illusion from your childhood or going back to that time frame. So we do have, when you first look at this card, we see there's two children playing in the yard, and they're playing with these potted plants. And but then when you look more closely, you realize, wait a minute, those aren't children. That's a gnome, and this is a little woman. And this little woman from the back, she looks like an old hag, but from the front, she looks young. And she's wearing a white mitt. And so neither one of them wants the flowers, but the old hag is like, go away, we don't want your stupid flowers, they're not yours to give away anyway. And the young woman is like people-pleasing, so she's like, oh, you know, she's explaining herself, you know, we're dressed in our finery and we don't want to get our hands dirty, and you know, being nice. And this is what this is asking. If someone from your past comes back and it was someone that didn't treat you well, are you going to people please, or are you going to set a strong boundary? And also, can you forgive? Now, if this is a card of reconciliation, that would imply that forgiveness would be needed for something. And so can you forgive? Like, are you willing to forgive to pave the path to reconciliation? And this card is also has other illusions in it, like these white flowers. They represent innocence in tarot, but this is not an innocent plant. It is from the nightshade family. It's Datra, and Datra is not a plant that you would let children play with. It is you know, if they were to ingest it, small children and pets could become very sick from it. Shamans sometimes do use Datra to create visions to cure the childhood wounds that we have from, and they create visions to help heal from those childhood wounds. But they know what they're doing, and that's with adults. You would never have this plant anywhere near children or pets. And then we also have the figure in the background that's watching over them is actually a stranger just walking down the path. So this card is full of a lot of illusions, and it could be saying something from your past could be an illusion, or even in your childhood there could be information that you're not aware of that has been an illusion. The Hermit is talking about safe travels, and this is from my oracle, Tales from the Vector. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And this is about the journeyman. The dragon here is a dragon baby Feshk, And as you can see, he's very hawk-like. He's not afraid to go in the deepest, darkest of the night and explore, because he wants to explore his fears. This is that angel that comes with him, and she's doing her best to keep up, but she's a little First Nations angel. It's very beautiful, and she's wearing a lot of turquoise, and this piece of turquoise is actually Morenci turquoise from Arizona, and it's about empowering people to learn to speak other languages. That's its main glory. And this is talking about the hermit goes inward, and like in tarot, the hermit goes to the top of the mountain after having a dark night of the soul, and he climbs the mountain, and when his lantern is full of the North Star and his rod lights up, then he knows it's time to come down and take action after communing with God for advice. And this is similar. The North Star energy is actually the Northern Lights. This dragon is from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And in Canada, in Manitoba, in the prairies in general, you can really see the Northern Lights. It's a beautiful display that's put on, and it's very colorful, and it swirls around. It's if you ever have a chance, it's amazing to see. We do have a totem pole, and the totem pole is actually from another time and space. It's not a First Nations totem pole. It's actually from Japan, and it's got the three monkeys. Hear no ego, see no ego, speak no ego. So this is talking about the Tales from the Vector hermit energy. All right, and we do have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is talking about, this is like a windfall, and sometimes unexpected, coming out of nowhere. You weren't expecting it, and all of a sudden you find out. Maybe this is something about your childhood that you don't know, and you find out you have unclaimed money somewhere. This is like getting the golden buzzer. You can skip steps and move ahead, or winning the lottery, or, it's that type of energy, an investment that pays off big time. The Pentacles do represent health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D, and of course money is a big part of that, which is why they're shaped like coins. And this is for the element of earth, so it's about earthly matters and physical matter on the earth. This is talking about that. More than that, though. You could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So this is talking about having a beautiful lifestyle, with the person that you love and they love you, and you have the two beautiful children and the pets, and you even have time to stop and chat with the neighbors, and it's talking about a very beautiful lifestyle and an unexpected windfall after having some sort of dark night of the soul or some sort of hardship here. And then we have the Earth Angel energy. This is Temperance. Temperance is about having really good control over your emotions, being in an energy of patience and devotion to your path of glory, staying on that path, and that is representing God's energy, the sun in the background. In the Bible, it says that God sends 144,000 chosen ones down to earth, and they're earth angels that add their own special alchemy to the universal pool, and then they ground that on earth. And you can see where her left foot is here. There's already flowers growing here. So this is talking about keeping your temper, having good character, staying devoted to your destined journey. And King of Pentacles is talking about, again, a lot. This is a really good lifestyle as well. The King of Pentacles is one of 4 kings in the Minor Arcana, and he is admired for his ability to provide a really beautiful lifestyle, as well as being very good at financial matters. This energy sometimes can represent someone who would be in the occupation of banking. This is a king, so if it was a banker, it would be someone that was like manager and higher up. This can also represent, accountants and wealth management, financial advisors, retirement planning, estate planning, and life insurance, that sort of energy. And it would be someone that most likely that is a partner in a well-established firm. This can also definitely represent real estate. It can represent agriculture and also minerals, gold, silver, let's see, diamonds, gas, oil coming out of the ground, and so the stock market. And this can also definitely represent real estate. If this is real estate agent energy, this would definitely be someone who is dealing with high-end property, and they would be either commercial or it could be residential, but you know, higher end and a well-established realtor. And this can represent the energy of mortgage brokers, stock brokers. So you get the picture. This could also be a very successful entrepreneur, that or even someone who is the head, you know, the CFO for a company, like a large corporation, in charge of the budget as well. It could be someone who's you know, a minister, or in charge of the financial budget of a country. So this is talking about a lot of those kinds of matters. And the grapes all over the robe on the king's robe here represent grapes represent a luxury item in tarot. And so this is talking about a luxurious lifestyle and being able to grow luxurious things. Then we have the Ace of Cups energy. So we've got a cup of love coming in, and this is a gift from the divine as well as the universe. Look at, there's a peace dove. This is overflowing. And even out of the mud are growing all these beautiful water lilies that are about to open. So this is saying after hardship, this is a gift from the divine for staying on your path, and a gift from the universe collaborating with the divine. And we have, like, the cups in tarot do represent romantic love, and quite often that's what this card is. But it can also be love of anyone or anything, and it could even be about something you love to do or something you love to be. And so this is an ace, so it's talking definitely about new energy coming in. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is talking about someone who's very focused on making money. Now, this card is the only one where someone is literally making money. He's pounding out a coin here. So this is talking about having 6 pentacles done and only is working on the 7th, has 1 to go, or has 1 done and is on the 2nd and has 6 to go. It just depends on I guess where you're at in the project. We have, I'm just going to move this here. We have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is saying that you've been focused on making money, and possibly the way that you do make money, perfecting, because this is talking, the Three of Pentacles is saying you're in an elevated position doing something that you love to do. And you're being recognized by other people as having mastered a skill set. In this case, this is a stonemason who's doing all this beautiful carving here. And this quite often represents an occupation that, you know, from the entertainment industry, artistry, that, you know, it's kind of, you know, anyone can sing, but not well enough to have other people want to pay a big ticket money to be able to see you and attract, you know, millions of people who want to. So this can be like the entertainment industry, actors, actresses, musicians. This can also represent athletes that are very talented, and that this could be scouts coming and wanting to offer scholarships for university or college, or better yet, to be able to you're already maybe at the college or university, and this is to come play for a pro team. This is saying also like artists, sculptors, like exactly what we have here. This card is saying congratulations, you know, you're really doing beautiful work, and you are getting accolades for it. People are noticing it, and you know, wanting to collaborate with you, which is really good. But it's also comes with a warning saying make sure that any contracts or agreements you sign, and in particular if it's in Mercury in retrograde for sure, that you make sure you get someone to, like a really good lawyer, to look over the contracts. Because many, you know, we're seeing this right now played out with those files that came out, like how many people are living a lifestyle that they don't want to live. They signed their name over and it was secret society energy. And maybe at the time they weren't aware, or they didn't read the fine print well enough, but now they're trapped in this kind of vicious cycle of energy. And so this is saying make sure that you don't sign anything unless it's in alignment with the lifestyle that you want to live. And we have, this quite often does represent secret society energy. And secret society energy, the thing about that is that the society is always way more important than any individual. So it, you know, if you sign up with them and, you know, you are not going to be able to get out of it with ease. And quite often they control the entertainment industry. There's a lot of different secret societies. It can also represent cults and religions and that, you know, groups that have motivation for the group and really are not focused at all on the they want to know what can you do for them. They don't really, and they might promise you all sorts of things, but that's not their goal is for you to benefit their society. And then we have the energy of the star. Yes, so you're a star. This is confirming it. You know, this is the North Star, and like this is that North Star that the Hermit has in their lantern, and represented by the Northern Lights here. And we do have also the 7 stars of the 7 celestial sisters from you know, that represent the Pleiadians. And we have the, hello sweetheart. We have the star energy. This is galactic energy, dipping her foot in the universal waters. And she's adding her own special, unique talents and qualities to that water and then pouring it out onto Earth. And you notice there's 5 streams here. And those 5 streams represent the 5 points on the pentacle. So this is about being able to bring your unique, beautiful gifts that God has given you down to Earth to make the world a more beautiful place and also have a beautiful lifestyle. It's sitting on this, something that you love to do, you know, it doesn't feel like work. And then we have the 8 of Cups, and the 8 of Cups is sitting on the Temperance and the King of Pentacles. So this is talking about maybe having to walk away from a lifestyle to have this what you want, or it could be having to walk away from something that you love, someone you love, something you love to do or be. In romantic love, quite often this can represent like 5 years and then like a couple, and then there's a gap in between this couple and a third party energy, causing someone either to walk away, maybe you walk away because your partner has gone off with someone, or just because you are angry that they've done this and you don't want to be with them anymore. It can also represent your partner walking away because they have a third party energy. This can also represent walking away from a business or your country or your home, family, something or someone that you love. This can talk about walking away from a business that you love, you know, or a talent that you love, whatever that is. Sometimes this has come up in the past as sometimes, you know, getting an injury. If you're, you know, a talented athlete and not being able to play anymore. And it can be, you know, and that would be a dark night of the soul for sure. There is judgment coming down regarding this. So the judgment is God's judgment. It's coming from the spiritual realm. The angel's horn is blowing, And the ancestors are literally climbing out of their box. They're so excited. Yes, finally, there's going to be justice. Perhaps they had unfinished business before they crossed the veil that they weren't able to take care of. The descendants are waving to them from across the veil, and everybody's excited. That this is talking quite often that some karma has been cleared from the bloodline, and maybe that's what you have done with your energy here. So they're very excited. And it's also, this judgment is going to be coming down. It's from the spiritual realm, from the Most High, and then it comes down to earth. So it can be talking about court matters regarding money on earth. If that's the case, this energy sometimes can represent like literally making money, money laundering, or embezzlement, or forgery, identity theft, that type of energy. So let's keep going here. We have a major transition happening here. Now this transition might bump you into your earth angel energy. Sometimes that transition, this is talking about the cycle of death and rebirth. How sometimes we have to walk away or let go of someone or something we love to be able to do something that we love to do or be, or, how life, this is talking about the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. And sometimes this can be talking about skeletons coming out of the closet, or on a broader scale, Pandora's box being open. And so the Grim Reaper's coming through town, and this older person is trying to say, don't come through town. He's trying to bribe him, whatever. We don't want you coming through town. Now, the Grim Reaper is a scary-looking dude, and he does sometimes represent death, but it's rarely physical death, and it's not a prediction in any way. It's just talking about an end of a cycle and a new one beginning. This is a very natural cycle, death and rebirth. And we have many cycles that we go through in our life. When you think about a baby, a woman being pregnant with a baby, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And, you think about how that cycle of being pregnant is over, and now comes the birth. And the baby goes down the tunnel and is born. A lot of people who have near-death experiences talk about seeing a tunnel and then light at the end of the tunnel. And this is also a saying that if we're going through a hard time, there's going to be a better days ahead. And so the young people here are excited that the Grim Reaper's in town, because they want some new energy coming into town. And they're even offering the Grim Reaper a flower. Underneath the horse here is a king that's been trampled, but this isn't really representing a person. This is representing the energy of a cycle ending and a new one beginning. And it can be a cycle ending that everybody thought would never end. Like, it's kind of like, things that have been around forever, and all of a sudden it's gone. And so, like, that could even be something small, like you have a hobby that you've loved all your life and everybody knows how much you love it, and you wake up one morning and you just say, you know what, I don't feel like doing that anymore. And you tell people and they're just shocked. Like, what do you mean? What are we going to get you for Christmas? It's that type of energy. But, sometimes we just get to a ceiling, and we've had enough of something, and it's time to move on to something else. We do have a reward coming in here, the Ace of Pentacles as well. So this is sitting on, this energy of the star energy and moving forward. And maybe this is talking about you moving into doing something that you love to do, as I said, and you're a star at it, and you're going to, it's going to provide you with a really good lifestyle. This is for staying on your destined path, your path of glory. Another gift from the divine. So a gift of love and a gift of reward for staying on your North Star path. Being in your temperate energy, adding beauty to the earth, doing things in the correct way. This is a lot of really, really good energy here. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. It's sitting on this energy here. So perhaps, when you collaborated, or when you, the offer you received was a strong offer, and in the, right side up kind of. And so it's putting you on a path of glory, or this energy is ending and a new cup of love is coming in, something you love to do or be. And that might be, if you've gone through a dark night of the soul maybe, and like say I was picking up some energy of an athlete not being able to be an athlete anymore, or being in an accident and being injured so that you are not able to walk anymore, or something, that there's new love or new something coming in a different way that you're going to love, and the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. I haven't really read it that way before, but that's the energy that I'm picking up. This is actually the past, the present, and the future coming together, and it's talking about the synchronicity and the energy all coming into the now all at once. On one of these wheels are the Hebrew letters for the name of God, and that's Tetragrammaton, and that is actually a sacred geometric symbol, represent equalization of all forces and the energy all coming together in a very organized and divine order. And then we have the moon energy. We just did have a new moon in, that was on the 14th, it's the 16th, so we're still feeling that new moon energy. The new moon energy is about starting new again, and we have a lot of new energy coming in here. This lobster is wanting to climb out of this emotional water, and he wants to stay on his path and stay between these two pillars. He doesn't want to have to go all the way around because it's going to take him way longer, and he doesn't want to get distracted. But there's a wolf and a dog howling at the moon here, and he's like, man, like I really want to get by here, but I feel so vulnerable. And that's the energy we sometimes are in when we're don't really know what the future is going to hold, but we're starting out maybe on another way of being. And the lobster is going to crawl down this path and hope that the dog and the wolf don't notice him. This is talking about your domestic side, and this is talking about your wild side. And so this could be saying that you might have been isolating too long, and it's time to come out of isolation get out and about again and socialize. And sometimes the wild side could be saying maybe you're a party animal and it's time to check your mail, go home and see if you have any mail. And this is also talking about the eclipse season that we had in February 17th, March 3rd. We're coming to the end of that season. It sits with us for about 6 months. So if you've been watching my readings for a while, back then I was telling people, write down 10 points that you want to accomplish in 6 months' time, and then put it away and don't look at it again. And then pull it out, like when we're getting close. We're about a month away from another eclipse season, but we're winding up this energy in the next 2-3 weeks for that eclipse energy. So you might want to wait a while yet, or check it out now and just see. You might be really shocked at how much you have accomplished. I was really surprised, because you forget and you think, oh, you're so busy, and you don't think about you think about what you need to do, not what you already have done quite a bit. And, and the time blurs a little. And this is it can be really satisfying, because you look back and you go, wow, I got a lot more done than I thought I did. And it's like, be proud of yourself, having that really good energy. And then we have justice coming in. So there definitely is some sort of justice needing to come in here. This is talking, she's sitting on her throne, and her right foot is peeking out here, and it's like the angel and the star having their foot in the water. So it could be talking about some sort of justice coming forward for you, and it could be something from your childhood that you don't know about, a windfall coming in of some sort. It could be a like an inheritance, or a trust, or maybe some land that was left to you or something, and you find out about it. This also sometimes can represent, like actual justice in the court. So the thin veil here, behind her, attached to these two pillars, represents the thin veil between the spiritual and the physical realm. And I feel like this is about karma being cleared as well. So this is not just justice, but redemption as well. And that's why I feel, seeing this here, that the ancestors are so excited and celebrating, because there's been some karma cleared from the bloodline. And we have the justice figure with the sword in her right hand, and she's ready to wield it in a moment's notice. The sword of justice is double-edged, and so one side is talking, like if you're on the right side of the law, on the spiritual and on the physical plane, this is going to be a blessing. If you're on the wrong side of the law, then you're going to have to deal with the consequences of that. And when it comes to karma, a lot of people feel like karma is punishment, but karma is actually cause and effect for your actions, and sometimes your inactions. So like if you you directly cause someone karma, you take an action yourself, and it causes other people suffering or struggle, or you don't take an action when you could alleviate that, especially if you're in a position of authority and you were supposed to do something and you don't. That can cause a lot of karma. And then we also have the energy of the indirect karma, which could come from ancestors' unfinished business, and someone in the bloodline eventually cleans this up, or else the bloodline just keeps on suffering and it builds. So this is talking about not having to suffer or struggle, but actually being able to clear the karma by putting the time and energy in. And that's why the ancestors are so happy, I feel. So this is talking about, your ancestors, sometimes your descendants. It can be people that you associate with in business or in, friends, family members, extended, all of that energy, peers, that can cause you indirect karma and associated karma. And then we have the karmic spaces, which we're human beings and we are going to make mistakes, and we all tend to fall into karmic spaces at one point or another and then learn from them. This is talking at the very top. Again, we're talking about some star energy here for sure. This is talking about, being on stage, this being very public. If there is some sort of karma, if there is some sort of justice coming in, and it has to do with maybe something that's missing from your childhood or something you don't know about here, definitely this is going to be public. I feel like this is, the Ten of Pentacles, if you're looking at it from the material point of view, would represent billionaire, trillionaire energy. It's the most you can have. This would be like around millionaire energy. And, and the cups here, we have 9 cups. And so 1 cup away, and that would be the cup of love. So it's really interesting because in this entire reading, the only person we have here that's like a solid figure like that, a king or a queen or, an energy, that usually you'll have more than just one, and we only have the King of Pentacles. So that could be your energy, and it could be saying you are supposed to be having this beautiful lifestyle, and maybe for whatever reason you haven't been living that, but you're a star energy and you're supposed to be shining. You're supposed to be in that light. And if this has been taken from you in some way, it's being returned. This is the gift. And it doesn't feel like there's romantic love here so much. I feel like this definitely could be, it might even be someone that from your childhood that you haven't seen for a while, and maybe you do go home and you visit and you run into someone that you haven't seen for years. This can quite often represent someone that you from elementary school, high school, college days, or at some other time it's been a long time. But this would definitely not be someone that you've already had a relationship with that you're taking back in. This is an ace, so it's new energy, and this would be a new talent that maybe you didn't know that you had. And going, like being public, like a lot of people, I'm adoring you, like for doing it or whatever, you know, being in adoration of it. This is a gift from the divine that you have your own special talent, and you become very successful with it. And it's taught, you know, so this could be representing this cup of love as being something that you love to do, that will provide you with a really beautiful lifestyle that you really, really enjoy. And you might be like feeling right now that you're very far away from this reading, but the past, the present, and the future, when they come together, boom, it can happen really quickly. And so this is talking about, you know, leaking a bit of energy. This is saying stay in the game. If you're working on something right now, and it just feels like, oh, it's never going to amount to anything or whatever, keep going. This is saying don't quit now. It's talking about, you know, many a race is lost in the last lap. He's losing a bit of focus here. He's sitting on the stage, and maybe everybody's expecting that, well, of course he's going to win. He always does. He's successful at everything he does. This is a very successful person. But then what happens is he's leaking a little bit of energy. He's losing a little bit of his attention. Maybe he's putting it somewhere else. And this is saying many a race is lost in the last lap. So keep focused on your attention. That's what this card is also saying in the upright, being very focused on what you're working on. It's going to pay off for you. And I feel like this other cup of love will be coming in. And if you look here, his arms are in this sign of an infinity symbol. So it's almost like he's a genie. It's talking about all the different kinds of love that you're going to have. And maybe the one thing that's missing is a divine partner, or maybe you already have that, and it's more being able to do what you've always wanted to do, you know, like what you always wished you could do, and be really successful at it. From the bottom to the top and back down of the pyramid, we have, you know, this is the most pentacles. It's a really, really good lifestyle. There's some sort of judgment of this coming your way, coming from the Most High. Your ancestors are cheering. This is a major transition from where you are right now. So you may have been very patient and working on something here, and maybe had to walk away from it and really were really sad, or maybe someone walked away from you and you had to start all over again, or some sort of energy. But there's some justice coming in, and it's saying stay focused, because this is on its way through. We have hidden illusions are going to be coming out, and that could be from your childhood for sure. You're going to be rewarded with a beautiful lifestyle that you absolutely love. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. You're meant to be a star and shine and be at the top like this. And people are recognizing that. And so this is a really beautiful reading. I'm going to clarify it for those that want further clarification. The the hawk dragon there, he's a seeker. He wants to know what's the truth. He wants to know more. All right, and we do have the numbers on these cards are representing the paintings in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. And I will put them in the description box below so you know which paintings to look for if you're interested. So we already talked about the Hermit energy. We have the High Priestess coming in. So this is definitely saying, you know, especially with this moon energy, now's a great time to use your intuition. There's something, it's sitting on this windfall. You're going to be very, very joyful. We have Virgo energy coming in. This card has been coming up in almost all of the readings, and I do feel it's because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and it's talking about the communication coming through. And the Virgo energy is about analytical critique as opposed to anal criticism. This is talking about, you know, Mercury in retrograde. Be careful of the communication coming in. that you check it out and double check it, especially if you are to be signing a contract. Make sure that you get someone that really understands those contracts to go over it for you. Because there is a karmic space of indifference, and people will say, oh, we're all in it together. And then you sign on the dotted line, and maybe they say, well, I hope you enjoy being a country music singer now. And you're like, what? I'm rock and roll. And they're like, well, no, you didn't read the fine print. We feel that you can make us more money if you're a country music star. So, and you're like, but I hate country music. Well, that's too bad. That's what you're going to do now. It's that type of energy. And so here we have the battle star having the courage to, and it's saying breathe. Like, don't forget to enjoy life. Take time to just relax and chill out and breathe. And know that you can handle, like you have the, the courage to dig deep, like fish can go deep into the darkest of places if you have to. And that's talking about within yourself, the parts of you that need healing, being able to, being willing to forgive. Forgiveness is for yourself. If you forgive someone, you don't even have to let them know. It definitely doesn't mean that you forgive maybe their actions, but you're forgiving for yourself so that you can heal your heart and love fully again. And then we have the all-star energy. So use your insight. Make sure that you're using your intuition and your logic. And the third eye energy. We also have surrender. So this is talking about psychic energy, and you may have been feeling this energy coming in from your ancestors here. Maybe if you were down, they might be trying to get your attention and say, you're doing really good work, like just keep going. Like, this is about, sometimes when our ancestors come around, or they're trying to get our attention, we'll feel a cool breeze. Sometimes there'll be flickering lights and things like that, and it's just an energy of pulling in your ancestors' energy. And then we have a father figure here. So I definitely do feel that this is talking about something that is in the family that could be coming in. There's something that happened when your father passed, and if he has passed, if not, this could be a grandfather. And there's some sort of energy turning princes into frogs. Now, that can be, like father, and this could also be, you could be a father, or this could be the father of your children. There's some sort of energy around this that is not, it's sitting on this justice. Something happened here. I feel there's missing pentacles here. And then we have transition at the top again. So it's talking about transition, a lot of transition happening in this reading. It's been coming up a lot in a lot of the readings. And I feel in a big part of that could be the energy because of Uranus having moved into the sign of Gemini. And I bring it up because when the ancestors come in, Uranus hasn't been in Gemini since 1941 to 1949, when World War II energy was happening. And, we're still finding out truths about that kind of energy. And of course, there was a lot of people that made their transition in the wars. And we do have wars happening now. It's been 75 years since we've had Uranus and Gemini. And the bottom line is that Uranus and Gemini wants the truth to come out. And quite often, because the ancestors are clamoring for justice. And this could be an energy that goes back even to your grandfather or your great-grandfather. So it could be like saying there's something that the ancestors are upset about that you didn't receive, that you were supposed to have, or something you don't know that they need you to know. So this energy, it's been coming in a lot of the readings, and it probably will be for quite some time, because Uranus is in Gemini for like the next 7.5 to 8 years from doing this reading. So like until 2033 energy. And I'm basically, Uranus is a pain in the butt for people who don't want the truth to come out. But the truth is coming out, and it'll come out because it's in Gemini. Gemini is so quick-witted, and you know, and Sagittarius energy is across from Gemini in the wheel, and so they're intimately connected. And you know, Sagittarius is adventurous, and usually Sagittarius energy can be quite. Sometimes their sense of humor is a little bit on the sarcastic side, but generally they have a pretty good sense of humor. And I feel like that's why the energy with Gemini and Sagittarius energy, that the truth is coming out in very different ways. You know, and it's coming out like weird truths. Things that like, what? Who would have thought that was going to happen? So this is a really good reading. It's talking about a lot of promise here. 2 aces. You know, like this can be a lot of really good energy and some justice for the ancestors as well as for you. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and please do continue with those likes and comments and the subscribes. It's really empowering me to build my channel and making it possible for me to keep doing this for you. All right, I will be back with another daily reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.